Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Brother Human HD here today. In today's video, I just kind of want to sit down and just share my opinion on why I think skill-based matchmaking, optimized matchmaking, whatever you want to call it, has ruined modern gaming. And let's just get into the meats and potatoes of this video, shall we? SBMM, EOMM, whatever you literally want to call it in today's standards. We all know it's there for player retention. We know it's there to just technically make people whip out their wallets and buy into the game's microtransactions. Call of Duty is a really good example of this, and the finals has some SBMM in it as well in some shape or form, but like the skill-based matchmaking is there supposed to be there for player attention, right? It's supposed to make people sit there and play for longer periods of time according to analytics and data that these game studios and developers accumulate over time, right? But explain to me, why does it feel like every time when you hop on to the most recent Call of Duties in general, especially when the new one is the official title for that year, for instance, Black Ops 6, explain to me why the heck on earth I'm always going up against a handsome clone of myself. Not one of them, but six of them on the enemy freaking team. Well, I gotta carry the dumb brigade. I hate to say that, but I know there are a whole lot of good players out there, and some people out there are bad. There's some good players, some bad players, right? And that's one thing. That was the beauty before skill-based matchmaking, engage optimized matchmaking, whatever you want to call it here in this video, technically destroyed modern gaming in the form of socializing, making friends, making frenemies, having a group of people to play online with, right? That was the whole point. But now with skill based matchmaking in place within these modern games, if you have a friend that has a 5 KD, a friend that has a 2 KD, and a friend that maybe hops on maybe once a week, two times a month, and they have a point 0.7 KD, who do you think is going to be suffering in that lobby? Sure, the 2.0 KD player might be able to stand their ground, but that point 0.7 KD player, he's going to tell his friends, like, you know what, man? I'm just going to get off for the night because I am not having fun playing in these lobbies with you guys. I want to sit here and play with you guys, but at the same time, it's like I can't just literally sit here and be tortured in your lobbies because y'all are better than me. You have more play time than I do, for instance. And to me, and to that player, for that player, it's not a fun experience. It's more of like an infinite torture, right? And that is one thing that skill-based matchmaking has managed to ruin here within modern gaming, is that social aspect of what the golden era of Call of Duty used to be. You always had good players, you always had bad players, you always had a mixed bag. You never knew that you were always going to be able to win. But now, with the games already predetermined before you're even to log into that match and start the game, you're already predetermined to lose. You're already predetermined for the game to be a tie. You are basically predetermined to have the highest KD in the lobby according to your last 10 games, right? And that is something that sucks about modern gaming and skill-based matchmaking, gauge optimized matchmaking in general. It sucks the life aspect out of it. It takes the fun factor out of it. And it's supposed to be there for you to play for longer periods of time, right? And like, for instance, around this time of year, Call of Duty is always dropping in player numbers. They're already losing players around this time of the month because of one reason or another. One, they're burnt out on the game. Two, they don't like this season. Three, the skill-based matchmaking has literally ran the fuck off, for instance. And that is something that skill-based matchmaking has managed to do to certain friend groups. It's like I said earlier. You have a friend that's a 5 KD, a friend that's a 2 KD. You have that friend that's a 0.7 KD, and he might be that 1.5, 1.5 KD player or higher. Shit, who knows? And that is something that has technically pushed people away from playing first person shooters. You're starting to see people play more of a single player experience, an extraction shooter, a battle royale, something along the lines of that nature, a story driven game. Because people are sick of the skill based matchmaking here in modern gaming, because you just can't sit down and play with your friends because they're better than you. That's some bullshit, right? What happened to, getting good at the game, improving, hanging in there with your friends, lobby after lobby, match after match? You were able to just sit down and just scoof off, have a gun, like have a silly class set up and just run around the map and just have fun. But now, no, it's like the game pretty much royally fucks you over. Pardon my language there, but it's true. It partially fucks you over because you're a good player. If you're a shitty player below a 1 KD, the game benefits you. But I understand it's also there at the same time for those, who are handicapped in some form or way, in some shape or form, that can't perform and play Call of Duty like the rest of us. And I understand it for it being there for those players. But for those who are like the top 15, the top 10%, those players are basically getting shafted, especially the top 1% of the player base in Call of Duty, for instance, because you're the top 1%. You're always going up against a cheater, going up against some hacker, somebody who's using walls, scripts, something along the lines of that nature. And that's another thing it with this current era of skill-based matchmaking in general, is the fact that hackers are able to get access to cheats at a much easier pace than what it was back then. Sure, there are starting to be workarounds for PC, for instance, or not PC, for console, but there's always going to be cheaters on PC because it's so much more accessible and much easier to obtain compared to console, even though there are some workarounds, like I said, that are starting to become more concurrent with these coming years going forward. Skill-based matchmaking just literally sucks. Having to go up against a clone of yourself 24/7, 365 days a year. Like, that's just not fun. There's a reason why I even stopped playing Call of Duty to a certain degree, and this is some pre-recorded gameplay I already had beforehand. But it's been your boy, Brother Gaming HD, everybody. Please subscribe, like, hit the bell notifications so you never miss an upload, and share your comments on what do you think about skill-based matchmaking, or EOMM ruining modern gaming. But it's been your boy, Brother Gaming HD, everybody, and I'll catch you next one. Peace out, and goodbye, everybody.